What's up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another live stream, and boy, do we have a juicy one for you today. Now, I was gonna, bring this subject up during my pregame live show, as today we face the Portland Trail Blazers, but it couldn't wait. I had to make this a video of its own because we have a lot of things to cover, man. This has to be a standalone video. Interesting stuff going on here, guys. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. So Golden State, right? They're in major turmoil. I'm talking the super team of the century is getting ready to blow up. And that's a great thing for the rest of the NBA, but a horrible thing for Golden State Warriors fans. So don't worry, Warriors fans, like the real ones, not the bandwagons ones. We've been there before as Laker fans. We know exactly what this looks like when egos start flaring up, and then all of a sudden, you end up losing to a team like Detroit, like we did in 2004. So this could be the end of the beginning for Golden State, not just for KD, to the Warriors. And I'm gonna break it down for you guys why I believe this is the beginning of the end. But let's start with what happened. All right, so Draymond and KD, they seem to hate each other after what happened in the Clippers incident. They're still not talking to each other even today, 2 days later, and it's insane, guys. I haven't seen drama like this since Kobe and Shaq, honestly. And that didn't really spew out to the public till after the season ended. So this might be worse. But let's talk about what the aftermath is of all this, right? So what it could potentially mean for our Lakers and the rest of the Western Conference. So let's talk about the facts. Draymond refused to pass KD the ball at the end of the regulation, turning the ball over in that Clipper game, forcing overtime where they eventually lost. During that timeout, after, like in between overtime and the end of regulation, KD confronted Draymond about not passing the ball, right? In my opinion, I saw the replay many times, Draymond ignored KD clearly. And to me, that smells of jealousy. Like two-time finals MVPs getting all the credit for these last championships. So to me, again, egos always brew. They start brewing early on, and people – people don't want the whole credit to go to one player like Shaq did when he was the finals MVP all those years, or like Kobe did when he was practicing in the gym all those times, and Shaq wasn't. So again, egos start flaring up. Draymond's of the mentality, hey, I recruited you here, so don't tell me nothing, right? So I watched the video over and over, and then they started lip reading what these players were saying. Well, it looks like Draymond took offense to, and let KD have it during that timeout. He said he called him the B word. He called him he was like BI. He was calling him all kinds of stuff, calling him out in front of DeMarcus Cousins. They had to kind of be separated. And then if you read KD's lips, he said, "That's why I'm out." As he looked verbally upset and disgusted with Draymond Green. So the altercation then continued into the locker room, where reports are that things got volatile and ugly. So those are two words you never want to hear as a Golden State Warrior fan, right? I'm sure they don't want to hear those words, volatile and ugly, from a potential free agent that's coming up, and Kevin Durant, and then Draymond Green as well, one of their, best glue guys. So you don't never want to see a free agent and a glue guy on your team get ugly, because if I was a Golden State Warrior fan, I wouldn't know who to side with. I mean, you have on one hand KD, probably the reason you won the last two championships easily, and on the other hand, you have the glue guy, the one who brought him here, and Draymond, who is basically hard to find around this league, that type of player who's willing to sacrifice stats and for the betterment of the team and do all the dirty work, right? So I'm not a fan of them, but if I was, I would not know who to side with. And then on top of that, to make matters worse for them, Draymond reportedly confronted Kevin Durant about wanting to leave in free agency. So I think it's known now, all the rumors about him potentially coming to LA, Magic Johnson guaranteeing another star, LeBron James and him having a close relationship all of a sudden, and then, him having a business over here in LA, and all those rumors that we've been talking about. I've been saying it for the longest. To me, we have a shot at KD because KD is a dark horse. He's going to want to leave. His legacy is never going to be cemented as long as he stays in Golden State. Those championships are never going to feel 100% his, even though, he won finals MVP, because Draymond and KD and Clay were the ones that were originally there first. And, it looks like he took the easy route. That's why they call him the snake and all that stuff, right? So, and on top of that, KD's mom was quoted on TMZ saying that she loves Magic and LeBron and that her son would do what's best for him. But things didn't stop there, guys. KD's brother took to Twitter to take shots at Draymond, saying, in other words, that Draymond ain't on KD's level as far as skill set, which I agree. And on top of that, he said that Draymond is getting exposed when he gets mad. So, again, sides still haven't talked, right, ever since the fight. If you saw that interview with KD, he looks extremely upset. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if he requested a trade before free agency. I doubt he'll do it, but I wouldn't be shocked. Or Draymond. And on top of that, Draymond gets suspended. So they took sides with KD. So they're pretty much saying, hey, you're our guy. We need you here. We want you here, even at the expense of Draymond Green's ego, right? So that's really got to be damaging for Draymond. So he gets suspended for a game, no pay, loses over $120K for that one game. And then we have to remember that Draymond Green is also going to be a free agent, not this summer, but next summer. So if you're the Golden State Warriors, all right, we're going to get to the Lakers in a little bit, but if you're the Golden State Warriors, they're in a no-win situation. So check this out. They might be forced to either trade Draymond Green and side with Kevin Durant to show him loyalty and hoping that he re-signs with them long-term, or they're going to be forced to watch KD walk away because Draymond is going to be hostile towards him from this point on. They're not going to be friends anymore. And KD's very sensitive. We already know that. He left the Thunder because Russell Westbrook had a strong personality, and he came to the Warriors with Draymond, who bribed him, by the way, who has an even stronger personality. So he called him the B word, and there's no return from that. I mean, that's got to hurt his ego, guys. So now we come to the Western Conference, right? How does everybody benefit from this? Now, the rest of the West was excited watching this because now chemistry's broken. Now you're potentially talking about either trading Draymond or watching KD leave the whole season. And then on top of that, it's like you're in a no-win zone if you're a Golden State Warrior fan because, look, either Draymond's going to be so hurt that he's going to demand a trade or he's going to say get rid of KD or I'm walking, or KD's going to say, you know what, I don't want to be here no more because Draymond's here. Or they might even go as far as to trade Draymond and then KD still walks and then that team gets destroyed. I mean, what's the best case scenario? I don't know, honestly, for that roster to get saved and continue dominating the rest of the league. But honestly, this is exactly what the rest of the West wanted and needed to have a shot. Now, if I'm a Laker fan, I'm thinking, hey, if we get our stuff right, anything's possible, right? Because this is what happened to us in 2004 when the Detroit Pistons beat a Laker team that was injury-riddled. I get that. But also the chemistry wasn't working, and that's why Shaq got traded that very next summer. So I will say this, guys. The Warriors are in trouble. They're in limbo right now. I don't think the front office knows what it's going to do. Draymond Green's feelings, I'm sure, are hurt because, you know, the front office sided with KD, even though Draymond was here first and pretty much helped put this team together. KD's feelings are hurt because he came to help them win the championship, and now they're talking about we could win it without you. And the front office must be hurt because they can't do nothing about it. They just got to see everything unravel. As far as the Lakers, where do we benefit? I've been saying it for the longest, man. I really feel like KD's going to join up with LeBron. And there's even another rumor that Anthony Davis might get traded for if that happens. So if we get LeBron and KD, again, don't shoot the messengers. These aren't my words. But I've been reading a lot of rumors that if we trade for Anthony Davis, KD comes for sure. Or vice versa. If we sign KD, then Anthony Davis will request a trade, and then we'll have the pieces to go out and get him and then have a big three of LeBron, KD, and Anthony Davis, which we all know nobody's going to be able to stop. So there's so many possibilities here. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. Again, nothing's official till it happens, but this team looks like it's self-destructing right before our eyes. Let's not mention that DeMarcus hasn't even touched the floor yet, and if he doesn't get a lot of touches, there might be drama there as well. And then can you imagine Draymond and DeMarcus getting into it? Ooh, I love the NBA, guys. It's real juicy. But, okay, so the rest of the NBA benefits from this because now they're weak from the inside out, right? Mentally, they're not going to play for each other. Reports were also stating that KD was like trying to get back on the same page during the Clipper game and said, you know what, let's forget it. Let's go out and win this game. And Draymond said, I don't give a F about this game. F all that. He said, you're a B. And so think about this, guys, okay? If Draymond doesn't care about wins anymore, then Kevin Durant's not going to care about wins anymore. Then it's going to be Steph Curry's job to try to gel them together. But with his personality, he doesn't have a strong personality. He can't take him under his wing and say, Draymond, you're my guy. KD, you're my guy. Let's try to win one more for the city. So I think the best thing that comes out of all of this is that now the NBA, the rest of the NBA, all 2019, not all 29, but, you know, the contenders have a real shot at the title. It's not a pipe dream anymore. So that's the best part. On top of that, there might actually be a trade from Golden State, which would blow my mind because they were the heavy favorites coming in, right? They were the very heavy favorites coming into the season to win it all. If they trade Draymond Green, they're going to ruin the whole thing. Not just that, but Clay might leave then because then he'll notice there's no loyalty from the front office. Curry might be the lone warrior standing here at the end of the season. That would be doomsday scenario for them, but it could happen potentially. If Draymond feels betrayed and they trade him, then Klay Thompson might leave. Then KD absolutely would leave. And then you would have just a team of Steph Curry. What started off as a super team. So I think it would be a mistake for Golden State to trade Draymond, even though he has a very strong personality, borderline bully. But I like that about him. He's tough, honestly. And they would not be able to get equal value in return. The chemistry, the way he makes that team go, the way he pushes them, he's the toughness in that team. They would become really soft if they traded him. So that would be awesome. If KD requests a trade, that would really shock me because I think he's better off just walking during the summer. But nothing would surprise me at this point. It is an NBA. That's why we love it, man. There's so much drama every season. You see what's going on with Carmelo Anthony. You see what's going on now with KD and Draymond. Oh, and by the way, there's reports coming out, and this pertains to the Lakers, that the 76ers are interested in Caldwell Pope. So can we say Landry Shamet in a second-round pick, anybody? I would love that trade. It would open up more playing time for our guards, and we get a nice young prospect and a second-round pick. But what do you guys think? I'm going to head over to the comment section now, guys. Do you guys think – now, I also wanted to talk about that poll I did this morning. Now, let me check back on it. But last I checked, 50% of you guys thought that – I'm sorry, not 50%. Most of you guys, the majority of you guys, thought that KD – there's a 50-50 chance that he comes to the Lakers. But, depending on a deep playoff run. Now, I agree with that. I think what we do in the playoffs is going to turn heads. It's going to potentially get a superstar like KD. But, again, there's a lot of suitors for him. He was wearing a Washington Redskins hat, which could be foreshadowing that he's interested in going to play for his hometown, Washington, D.C. And he's also been here in L.A., quoted many times saying that he loved the city. We know he has a good relationship with Magic Johnson. I mean, here's the thing, guys. And I'm going to look at the poll right now. So I polled you guys this morning, and I said, I said, what's up, Laker fam? So today's question of the day I will address during my live stream today, which I'm doing right now. So with KD and Draymond Green beef and all the rumors about KD joining the Lakers, including his mom saying that she loves Magic and LeBron, what do you guys think is the percentage that we land KD this summer, right? That was the question. What the percentage is. Option number one got 9% of the votes with 0%. No way he will come. It's New York or the Wizards. And then 25% of you guys actually picked the 25% option, which was there's a chance, but I doubt he'll want to help LeBron James win a championship, right? And then the third option was 50%, 50-50. I think we have a good shot if we make a deep run in the playoffs again. So the majority of you guys, 44% of you guys voted for that option. I agree with that one. I think it depends on our deep run. If we get to the second round, at least, I think there's a good chance we land KD. And then the fourth option was 100%. He's coming. Dan called it with LeBron James a year before the summer. I was saying that there were so many signs pointing at LeBron coming to the Lakers like a year before it even happened. So a lot of people didn't believe it was possible, but it happened. And same thing with KD. There's a lot of signs pointing that he's leaving now. Some signs point that he wants to go to New York, some Washington, and a lot of signs are pointing towards the Lakers, including, KD's mom saying they love Magic and LeBron, and then KD loving LA, having a home over here as well. So anything is possible, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen? You said, would you trade KCP and Beasley for Fultz? Yes, I would, because I believe in young talent, and I think giving him another shot in a new place might be what he needs, man, change the scenario. Now, mind you, Magic Johnson loved Markelle Fultz when we worked him out. So I know he's a long ways from that. His confidence is no longer the same, but we'll see, man. You just never know. He's a project player for sure. I think a deep run lower the chances of getting him. Now, that's also an interesting take right there. I'll tell you why, because maybe KD wants more of the credit of turning this thing around. So if we struggle and KD comes and he helps us win, then maybe he'll get the respect he feels he deserves, right? Tough, man. KCP for Redick, that's not going to happen. JJ Redick has a huge contract, and on top of that, they need a shooters over there, so they're not trading JJ Redick. Lonzo is much better. Oh, yeah. That's the other poll I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I polled you guys on who's going to have a better career in the NBA in your guys' opinion. And that was between Lonzo Ball, who won. I'm kind of shocked he won because a lot of people here were trashing Lonzo. So that shows that Laker Nation still has a lot of faith in Lonzo Ball. So Lonzo won that one, 52%. The second place was Luka Doncic, right? That was the other option. Third place was De'Aaron Fox, which I'm kind of shocked that De'Aaron Fox would win since he's the one to show the most early in his career. And then Trae Young was fourth. But I think all those guards have a bright future. How bright, we don't know. Time will tell. But Lonzo Ball, I'm glad you guys see the potential there. I know some of you guys don't. Some of you guys have gave up on him, and that's okay because you're entitled to your opinion. But at the end of the day, he still has a world of potential, guys. And he could rebound, play good defense, get out in transition, high basketball IQ. The only thing that's really lacking with him is consistent scoring ability. If he ever gets that together, he's going to be a great player in this league. So that's something that he can work on. I mean, Rondo has become a better scorer over time, which is shocking. Like, he can now shoot the three, which he couldn't do at all during his run with the Celtics. So I'm just saying, guys, anything's possible. He said, "You're a smart guy, Dan. Exactly what I was thinking about, a deep run." Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Anything can happen. KD is a complicated man, but one thing I've learned about him, the cupcake title. I'm not saying he's a cupcake. I don't want to disrespect him, none of that. But he is very soft inside, and you could tell it really hurt him. He feels betrayed by Draymond, calling him the B word and saying they could have won without him. Because now it's like, okay, you begged me to come over here, Dre, and now I'm here, and now you're mistreating me. So that could really definitely push him away. I think it already has. And I think KD is already looking elsewhere already. So if we can impress him, but without, I guess, winning too much, I think we'd be a prime landing place for his brand. And, of course, he has a house here. He's opening up businesses over here and all that stuff, man. Dan, Colin Cowherd is saying trade Ingram. Again, I'm not going to listen to those guys because they probably don't even watch all the Laker games. They probably just look at the stat sheets and say, well, Brandon Ingram's not where I thought he'd be, so go ahead and trade him. Well, he still has trade value. But they don't see the potential. They don't see all the game-winning type plays these guys make. They don't see everything we see. So I take what they say sometimes with a grain of salt. Other times they speak facts, so it's not like they're always wrong. Nobody is, right? But when will Fluke ever play Mo? I'm still waiting for it, honestly. Jonathan Nelson says, if we keep this team as is and then add KD, that's a dynasty. I have to agree. I think LeBron and KD is more than enough to get the job done. Now, remember, we also have to pay guys like Brandon Ingram. We're going to have to pay guys like Lonzo in the future, guys like Kyle Kuzma. So we have to leave some cap for them, but we could always go over the cap. If we have a championship team, I have no doubt that the Lakers will do that, just like the Warriors did. Go over the cap and keep on winning. Now, I'm not going to talk about later on game. I just wanted to make this video about the Warriors till, my pregame. You guys can join me later on, like around 5:30 or 6 for that pregame for that Portland Trailblazers Lakers. But I really wanted to touch on these rumors because there's so many of them. We have the whole drama. This is why we love the NBA, guys. Every season, something breaks out, and sometimes it's a really juicy story like this Golden State situation. So we didn't expect this team to unravel this soon, but I did. I hate to say I told you guys so. I said this is around the year when, players start getting their egos and flaring up and trying to see who deserves more credit for the championships and all that, right? That's why I told you you can never have too many stars on one team because eventually something is going to break down. This is what happened to the Lakers when we had Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, and Shaq. Everybody wanted the limelight, and as a result, they ended up splitting the whole team up. So I can foresee a similar fate for Golden State unless Golden State does the right thing. And to me, the only way to save that team is to let Kevin Durant walk. Yes, I know it's not Kevin Durant's fault about the altercation. However, you have to consider that Draymond Green was here first. And if you split him up from Clay and Curry, it'll show how disloyal, this franchise is. Remember, Curry really loves Draymond Green. So anything's possible if they trade away Draymond Green. I think that will really destroy the whole chemistry. Now, if they pick Kevin Durant over Draymond and trade him, there's no guarantee that KD even re-signs with them. So, I mean, you're in a lose-lose situation if you're Golden State. All you got to do is sit back and hope for the best. But I wouldn't go ahead and trade Draymond or none of that. Honestly, I wouldn't because that to me spells doom, right? Then all of a sudden Klay Thompson's looking. Remember, he's a free agent too. Now he's looking. He's like, well, what if I ever got into altercation with KD? Will they trade me too? right? So all this stuff, man, all this stuff can really hurt the team. Disagree, trade Green, no doubt. But again, you can trade Green, and that might be an instant fix for this season. However, that doesn't guarantee that KD resigns. That doesn't guarantee that Klay resigns. I think that pushes them even further out, honestly. Klay Thompson. He said, Dan, it's finally happening. Warriors are losing valuable players, and Lakers are going to be called up with 3 superstars. But IDGAF, it's Laker time. Let's get our trophies. Actually, you're right. It's a perfect time for us to start ascending because the Warriors are going to start, descending. So that's the best part of all of this, is that the rest of the West is wide open right now. If you look at the standings, there's no clear-cut favorite for second place. It's up for grabs. So anything can happen, guys. I'll take 1 or 2 more questions, guys, before I get off. Again, I'm going to come back for the pregame live stream. Thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you already haven't. I always bring you guys the juiciest stuff as soon as it breaks. So, again, I was going to drop this video during my pregame, but I thought we'd have too much to talk about between, the game and what's going on. So I wanted to break it down into 2. He said Draymond Green is the reason why the Cavs won a championship. If he didn't get suspended, Golden State Warriors would have won. I mean, yeah, you could say that. You could say that for sure, but Draymond Green is also the heart and soul of that team, man. You get rid of that, then everybody bullies them in the league. I promise you that. Curry is not tough. Klay Thompson is not tough. These guys don't have the mental toughness. A lot of the times, Draymond had to push them and get them to where they needed to be. And honestly, I would never trade a player like that. That's a glue guy, man. That's the equivalent of Dennis Rodman with the Chicago Bulls. They don't win those championships without him. Yes, they still have Pippen and Jordan, but Rodman was the dirty player. He was the one that did all the dirty work, even though he didn't get all the credit. That's what I'm telling you guys, man. You can't get rid of a player like that, because as soon as you do, you're going to start falling off. I promise you that. How does KD joining another Western team affect the NBA, i.e. Spurs? I mean, it definitely affects it. All of a sudden, you have another powerhouse in the West, right? But I'll tell you, bro, I really think he's going to be a Laker or a Knick. I think those are the top 2 markets for him and his brand. And he's never played for a huge market. Yes, Golden State is not a small market, but the Thunder were. And he's never played for a huge market like LA or New York. And I think ultimately that's where superstars want to be, to promote their brand, to sell their stuff. So, all that good stuff. Hey, Russell, I'm about to get off, bro. But if you didn't watch this video, please, as soon as it processes, go ahead and rewind it, man, because this was a good one. We talked about a lot of potential stuff that's going to happen in the Western Conference or with the Warriors potentially, and the Lakers as well. So go ahead and rewind it. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love making these type of videos because I get to hear you guys' opinion. Go ahead and keep interacting with the polls. I'm going to keep dropping them. I'm going to try to drop one every morning or every other morning. I like it. It's another place where we can connect even when I'm not live. So thank you guys so much for showing support. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for pregame. Let's get this dub, make it 4 in a row tonight. Peace out, Laker Nation.